somebody had asked, and I'm sorry, I apologize, I don't remember who it was, about Rina, because in the beginning of in the Shir Hamalot part of the Birkat Hamazon, Rina is mentioned twice, and it's translated as song, and we know of Shir as song or sing as the root. So yes, you are both right. It is in fact song or sing, but it's a more spontaneous, I think, is the way they define it in the dictionary. Form of song, it's sort of jubilation also, as opposed to sheer, which is like, I'm gonna sing Yari Bone, which is a sheer.
Okay.
So that's the difference, that Rina in fact is song, and even though it confused me, but just a different. I think it's a little bit like prayer and liturgy. Liturgy is the written down prayers that we use to daven, that are written in the book, and prayer can be that, or it can be something that comes from you. So I think that's sort of the difference, but it can be thought of as song. Okay, so that's the definition of Rina, just to catch up with what we discussed last week. Okay, so anybody have any questions first before I begin?
Did you tell us when our last class is for this session?
It's supposed to be actually next week.
June 10th?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for it, but I think it is.
I'm not.
Why don't we just continue forever? Tamid, class Tamid.
I don't know. Does anybody want to continue another week?
Yes.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to check our schedule, but I don't think we have anything in the beginning.
Oh.
We don't have anything in June, so I may extend it for anybody that wants to extend, just to practice and whatever. Okay. I can't bear it apart from you. Anyway, all right. So if there are no other questions, we're going to read. Okay, and I think we're going to start from the beginning, just so that we might not have everybody read the first parts, but just to review a little bit. As we said, we forget when we don't do it. So I'm going to start with Shir Hama'alot. So I have a volunteer.
So is this from the email, or this is in?
Either one. I had sent it last week. I had sent my copy. I had taken pictures, and then this week I sent Rabbi Ellen Williams Fields had somebody scan it, so it was a little clearer, I think, but it's the same thing.
Are you able to share it on the screen or no?
No, I can't, for two reasons. One reason is I don't have it uploaded right now, and it would take me a few minutes to do that. Number two, I'd rather be able to see you. So if it's okay with you, that's why I sent it out in advance, so that everyone would have it and we wouldn't have.
I'll just keep it on my phone.
Yeah. Okay. So
Judy, I didn't get the second one you're talking about, but I did get the 5 separate sheets.
It's the same. It's just a scan instead of the pictures.
But I was going to say, if anybody needed it bigger, I could share my screen, because I have it up. I've got 2 screens and I've got it up.
It's up to you.
On my screen.
Would anybody feel better having it?
Oh, it'd be so much better.
Yes, I would love it that way.
From your laptop.
So let me see. I have to make you co-host, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
To let you share.
Oh, that would be great.
We'll have to see how I do that. Let me see. Participants. You can now send verbal feedback, read all. How do I make somebody co-host? That's why. Let's see what, if I click on you, more, that would be more. Stop video pin, make co-host. Okay.
I don't know how to do that yet.
Do you want to make Beth Wise co-host? Yes. Okay, now I think you should be able to
now
screen
let's
share.
see if I can share this, and this looks like it, and share. Did that work?
Yeah.
It did work. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can even try to get it a little bit bigger.
I think it's big enough.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
that's
actually
better.
also later on I'd like to see more on the page than just that. So if it's a little smaller.
Yeah, I'll be
you'll have
able to move the
what's on
page up
page.
when we need what's
Yeah.
down below.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
Okay.
doing that. It's so much
Thank you,
easier.
Beth.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Thanks,
Great.
Beth.
Great. Okay, so did Beth volunteer? Or
Sure.
Okay, as long as you did, you already did that, you should might take advantage of it.
Okay. Shir Hama'alot B'shuv Adonai et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kechol Mim Az Yimale Sehok Pinu Ul Shonenu Rina Az Yomru Vagoyim Higdil Adonai La'asot Im Ele Higdil Adonai La'asot Imanu Hayinu Smechim Shuva Adonai et Shvitenu Ka'afikim Banegev Hazorim Bidima.
Yeah, 1 second, everything is perfect, except for when the shva is when the 2 dots are the first, it does have a sound. Like in Sechok, and you did it yourself just now. Semechim. Okay, you can't.
Okay.
It's not semechim. Okay, it just
Okay.
there is a little bit. Okay,
Okay.
since it's so perfect, I want you to be
Bidima Birina
good.
Yiksoru
Good.
Haloch Yelech Uvacho Nosei Meshech Hazara Bo Yavo Verina Nosei Alumotav.
That was
Fabulous.
beautiful. That was great.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Perfect. Perfect. So now, Beth, all you have to do is practice. That is exactly right. So that you can be a little bit more fluid. So when other people do it, you can be able to sing along. But that is absolutely perfect. Every word. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have somebody that wants to be the leader. Now I can't see everybody. That's the problem with this. Let me
Do you
see.
want me
Maybe
to
if I
move on to the next
I
section?
can, you know what? I can do it. Yes. Oh, I solved
Okay.
my problem. Okay, because I can make it smaller and make the rest of you bigger. So I can see everybody on the screen at the
Correct,
same
right.
time. No, you can do
Okay.
yours, whatever works for you. Can
Okay.
everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to be the leader?
So now we're on Rabotai?
Correct. Susan, you want to be the leader? You know, if you open your mouth, that's what happens.
Yeah, I've never done this before, but sure, because I would like the feedback.
Okay.
So what do I do? Every other one? Is that how it goes?
It actually says in the English,
Oh,
and this
in
is this.
here.
It gives you it tells you exactly. It says when 3
Okay.
or more adults have eaten together, one formally invites the others to join and give thanks. If 10 or more are present, it's Eloheinu. So the first one is you begin, and then it's in English. It says the others respond and say Yehi, and then the leader repeats. Okay, and then after the leader repeats the Yehi Shem, they do the next line. Their shoot and that. Okay.
Okay.
And then the others respond, say, and then the leader says the next line. Okay. So just read
Like-
the English and that'll
Like
tell
at a
you what
Seder, like at a Seder, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try. Rabotai Havira,
Averai.
Havira, sorry, Rabotai, Havira, that's friend, right?
Right. Yes, a friend.
Nevarech,
Yes.
Nevarech,
Good. And I say Yehi Shem Adonai Mevarach Rach Me'ata V'ad Olam. And you repeat what I just said.
Okay. Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach Me'ata V'ad Olam.
Okay, continue.
Judy, if we're not one that's reciting, can you mute so that
Yeah,
we?
let me mute. Yes, let me just do that. Pause, stop recording, breakout rooms, participants. Let's see, mute all, and then I'm gonna,
I'm not,
yes. Okay, so just unmute yourself. If you're going to be speaking, unmute yourself. Okay?
Birshut Rabota.
Tai.
Oh,
When it has a yud on it, yeah, it becomes rabotai.
okay, like the
It's
first
the
word.
Y.
Okay. Birshut Rabotai Havera.
Right. Same
Right.
thing. Okay.
Havera.
Same ending.
Haverai, Tai, Haverai, Nevarech, Elohenu, if I need to, right?
Yes.
She'achalnu, wait, don't tell me, Mishelo.
Good, good. And I said last week, and I'm not going to go crazy about it. You figure it out. You can say Rabotai v'chavera. You can say one or the other. It doesn't matter. Just know when you hear somebody else do it, they'll probably do one or the other. Okay. And then one more, and then the next line, it says all join in, but usually this is the leader does it. One more line.
Okay, at the very bottom, Baruch.
Before the paragraph, yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah, before the paragraph. It's not the bottom. Oh, well, it's the bottom on that. I'm sorry. Yes, it is the bottom. Yeah.
So Baruch Eloheinu.
No, look again. Didn't you just read that? You read? Oh no, you're right. Yes. We say Baruch Eloheinu Shachanu Mishalo Uvtuvo Chayinu. And you repeat it.
Baruch Eloheinu she'achalnu mishelo
Good.
Uvtuvo
Good.
hayinu.
Good. And then you say one more line.
Baruch hu uvaruch. Is that right? Uvaruch Shemo. Oh,
Good.
Baruch Uvaruch Shemo.
Good. Thank you.
I always do it by ear.
That's like the light bulb moment. Okay, that was a light bulb moment, right?
I always do that by ear. I never read it. So
And now you know what it looks like. Perfect. 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 Okay. Any questions? Okay. Now, the next paragraph, please. Beth. Thank you. Do I have a volunteer? Ellen first, and then Arlene. We'll both read. You'll both read it. You have to unmute yourself, Ellen. Everybody's muted. So if you're going to speak, you just have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hazon et haolam.
No.
Hazen?
Hazan. I think it is, not Hazon.
Oh, okay. Hazan, sorry. Et haolam kalo betuvo bechain bechesed uvrachamim hu notain lechem lechol basar ki leolam chasto uvtuvo hagadol tamid lo chasar lanu.
Okay.
I have to bring up a different page to get to the next part of it. So give me 1 minute.
Just while she's doing it, if you saw lechem, it means bread or food. The whole basar means to everything, to every animal, to every living thing.
Isn't
Okay,
that
we're thanking God for giving food to us, right?
What does barachamim mean?
Where is it?
Somewhere up.
It comes from Rechem. We talk about Rachamim a lot on the holy days. It's compassion.
Rechem?
It comes from Rechem. You know what Rechem is?
No.
Womb. WOMB. It's of the feminine form of God. They use it as feminine attributes of God. They think of when they talk about Rachamim. We ask God to be compassionate to us. Don't judge us too harshly. Don't judge us correctly. Be compassionate to us. And that's what Rachamim
Is
comes
that like
from.
have some Rahmanis? Is that from the
Exactly, right?
Oh, cool.
Doesn't it sound like that, right? Yiddish and it's from the Hebrew. It's like if we talk about, in Yiddish, we talk about tsuris.
Yeah.
In Hebrew, it's tsarot. So it's the same word, but it sounds a little different in the pure Hebrew as opposed to Yiddish. So that's exactly the case. Thank you.
That's
Terrific.
great.
Okay, I'm just trying to get these big enough for people to see.
All right, Baal is the one. That's the one.
Thank you so
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta move things around on my screen to try to do both pages.
I'm
that's
very
all.
impressed. Better you than me. Thank you.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, but we need the top. Yeah. Thank you. Good.
Okay, so this is
Beth,
the
can you give us-
continuation.
Beth, can you give us a class in how to navigate the computer? I'm amazed at this.
It really helps if you have two computer monitors, which my son set up for me, and it makes it
Nice.
so much easier
That's
to.
nice. Yes. Yeah, that's absolutely. Okay. So do I have a volunteer that would like to continue this paragraph?
Judy,
Arlene, you have volunteered
yeah,
before.
I
Yes.
will, but did you do it as a model last week? I can't remember.
Yeah,
As
could
a
you
what?
read it? Could you read it first so we hear you?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
Al Yachsar Lanu Mazon La'alam Ba'ed. It's actually part of the sentence from before, so that's a
Right.
little fishy. So I'm going to just start from the line. You don't have to change it. I'm just going to read it. It just feels bad to not start at the beginning of the sentence, but you don't have to go back. Uvtivo Hagadol Tamid Lo Chasar Lanu. Ba'al Yachsar Lanu Mazon La'alam Ba'ed. Ba'avur Shemo Hagadol Ki hu zan umfarnes lakol umetiv lakol umechin mazon lachol briotav asher bara. Baruch ata Adonai hazan et hakol. Okay. Somebody. So Arlene, you want to start with Baal or? Okay.
Ve'al ser lanu lanu ma son le'alam va'ed ba'avor shmo hagdol ki hu san farnang
Good.
lakol u metiv lekol u mehin matzon lekol beri yotav asher bara baruch atah Adonai hazan et hakol.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna make it really tricky and especially for Beth. I'm gonna ask if you can bring up the last page and I'm gonna sing this paragraph and everybody is gonna sing it themselves. I'm gonna try to do it slowly, but you're gonna remain muted. Okay, so that we can all sing. Yeah, if you can start with Baruch. Good, fabulous, it's there. Okay, so everybody try to sing. I'm gonna try to do it slowly. But if you can, while you remain muted. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hazan et haolam kulo b'tuvo v'chein v'chesed u'vrachamim hu noten lechem lechol basar ki le'olam hasdo Uvtuvo hagadol tamid lo chasar lanu v'al yachsar lanu lazon le'olam va'ed va'avur shemo hagadol. I'm looking at the thing. Ki huzan farnes lakol Umetiv lakol umechin ma'azon lechol beriotav asher bara baruch ata Adonai hazan et hakol. Good. I hope you were singing along. Okay, because this is something that if you're doing it together will always be sung. And that's pretty much it's the same tune. It's not, a lot, and many of the prayers have multiple tunes. That's pretty standard. Shir is different. Yes, Ellen.
Sorry to ask, but I'm going to take a step back. When do
No,
you say
sorry.
this? When?
You say it after you've had bread. The rabbis considered a meal. You say it after a meal. Okay,
This
two
is like
parts.
benching? This is benching?
That's it. It's benching. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
If somebody says we're going to bench, they mean they're going to do Birkat Hamazon. You know what bench comes from? Bench is also another Yiddish word. It comes from benedictus. Okay, that rather than
Bless, right?
Exactly.
Benediction is a blessing, right?
That's correct.
So does
Yeah.
bread make something a meal?
Yes. For the rabbis, bread made it a meal. If you were, you say you after a meal, but you have to have had bread. They believe that that's what made it a meal, is having bread. There is a different, very much shorter bracha that you can say if you didn't have bread. But most people that are, especially people, you're supposed, okay, step back again. You're supposed to say 100 brachot in a day. So it sounds like a lot, but if you do the Amida 3 times, that gives you a lot of blessings. When you eat, there's a lot of blessings in this. Every time we say Baruch Atah, it's a blessing. So you're supposed to say 100 blessings. So people want to be able to say Birkat Hamazon. So they will have bread so they can say Birkat Hamazon, even if it's necessarily not a big meal. They might add bread specifically so they can say Birkat Hamazon.
Is this just for Shabbos or is it for every day?
Every day, every meal. When I was on USY pilgrimage in 1964, we did the long version every single meal, 3 times a day. But I do have to say, I learned it.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, every meal. Unfortunately, I'm going to get you in one second. Unfortunately, most people only do it on Shabbos and holidays. I do it every time I have bread, but I don't have bread at every meal. I don't make it a meal at every time, I must admit. But when I have bread, I do it. Okay, yes, question.
And this is
Ellen.
in that little book so my brother and his family bench all the time when we go there. So I really appreciate you doing this because I was always uncomfortable. So
but if they do it, and I don't know if they do it, I don't know how they do it, but many Orthodox people I know, not just observant people, but Orthodox people,
Yeah.
Only do the first part together through the first paragraph, and the rest they do silently usually.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
Yes,
because
same.
I'm not Orthodox, but so as long as you know the first paragraph, you're set, and the rest you can do at your own time, whatever. But you would be able to do that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yes,
Judy,
our
at
pleasure.
what age nowadays do children, do they learn this like at 7 years old in Hebrew school or Sunday school? I'm just curious because I never heard it till I was an adult.
I
And
think
yet
it's
I went to Hebrew
Orthodox.
school.
I think that part of it is just you learn as you go along. Like my grandchildren go to a day school,
Uh-huh.
formerly known as the Solomon Schechter of Westchester. It is now known as LaFell. They do the first paragraph at lunch. So I don't know where they learned it, whether they learned it in the classroom, whether they just know it from home. I don't know where they learned it, but they do it already. And in kindergarten, they do it.
Wow, I wish that I had.
Yes,
Oh.
Joyce and then Linda.
So when I went to sleepaway camp, I must have been like 9, 10 years old up at Camp HES. All the kids knew it. Like, I mean, kids had gone to camp before me. I started when I was like maybe 9 or 10. And they all knew the song, and I never saw it in writing. So it was only like listening to what the kids were singing. And so this is, it's good now to see it in writing actually,
Yeah.
and to learn it the right way. Thank you.
Exactly. And also, yes, and also it helps you for other things that have these words. The point is, while we're learning specific prayers, hopefully it carries over. Like even when she read Baruch Shemo, you realize that you know that phrase. Now you know what it looks like, but so a lot of this stuff, even though we don't necessarily read it, we know it. Exactly, Joyce. So that's Linda. You have to unmute. Not yet. I don't know if I can unmute you. Can I unmute her?
Yes.
I know it says ask. to unmute.
Okay.
Yes, Linda. Yes.
I remember from years ago going to Women's League branch meetings when we had a meal. And I always remember doing the paragraph at the bottom of the page. I don't
The
remember
first
the top.
paragraph. Well, the top one would only be if it was a Shabbat or a holiday.
Okay, so we did.
So
that's-
my guess is it wasn't a Shabbat or a holiday.
No,
right?
no.
Right. Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, and
leadership trip.
Yeah, exactly. And we try, I think most Women's League functions try to do the whole abridged version. We don't do the long one usually, that I've not seen it be done. But we try to do the whole abridged version. So that way, when we go to convention, everybody, all of you will know how to sing it. Because we really know the words. So kol hakavod. So we're going to continue a little bit more. And I don't have this time when I do this. I need to find something. All right, I need to find, somebody needs to tell me what time it is.
9:30.
It's 9:30. Judy, do you need me to bring up the
Okay, so
third
we have
page,
plenty of
or are
time.
we?
Okay.
Do you need me to bring up the third page, or are we
Yeah,
still gonna work on
no,
these
we're gonna
two?
keep going. It's not, no doubt we haven't done. We went to Hakol, right?
Yeah.
We finished Hakol, which is the first paragraph on that the right one. But we didn't get to No Day yet. And I'll, did somebody read it, or was I the only one that read it? I forgot already.
You read
My
it.
short-term memory is not good here. I must be getting old. Okay, does anybody
I
else
think
want to read?
You only read the first paragraph.
Arlene, you read the
Yeah.
right? You read the
But
first.
did you read the you didn't read the second
No,
paragraph
I'm
yet.
gonna do that
Okay.
now. I'm gonna do that now. That's what I'm gonna do now. Arlene read the first one. I'm gonna read from Nodeh. Nodeh lecha Adonai Eloheinu al shehin chalta la'avotenu eretz chemda tova urchava brit Torah chayim umazon. Volunteer. I can see you all. Okay, Eileen. Eileen and then Romel. How's that? Because I saw Eileen first. Okay, we're reading it. We did this last week too. I think it's good to have multiple people read so you learn how to feel comfortable. So Eileen first and then Romel. No, Eileen, you're still muted. Eileen, you're muted. We don't have the benefit of hearing you. Thank you. You're muted again. I don't know what happened. You got unmuted and then you got muted again. Yes.
Just a second. Let me. Can you hear me now?
Look at that. Look at that. Beth is so good. She's even using the cursor to show you where you are. What a woman.
Okay, the only thing is I have everybody's faces in front of the beginning of the blessing. So I'm gonna just read it from the sheet you sent me.
That's fine, obviously. I'm reading it from the sheet too, so.
Okay.
Yes.
Nodeh lecha Adonai Eloheinu al shehin holta
Good.
la'avotenu eretz chemda tova ur chava berit v'torah hayim son.
No, one value forgot. Perfect, except for the last word.
Oh, umatzon.
Good, fabulous. Okay, Romel, it's up to you now.
Okay, no day lacha Adonai Eloheinu al shehi nehalta la'avotenu
Good,
eretz himda
Chemda,
hemda tova or hava
good,
brit Torah hayim umatzon
fabulous,
umatzon.
good. Okay, so does anybody know any of the last four words and what they mean? You can just call out. So the
Covenant,
last four words.
covenant,
Read.
something about covenant with the Torah.
Yeah, okay, so you did two of the words, Umel. Good. Breed, and where else do we know the word breed from? Not in a phrase.
Breeze.
Bris, exactly.
Milah.
Brit
Brit
Milah.
Milah.
Brit Milah is the covenant of Milah. Right, it's the same thing. The covenant with God. Okay, and life, good. Chaim is life. Hamazon is sustenance. That's why it's called Birkat Hamazon. It's the prayer over sustenance. Okay, great. Okay, I was trying to give time for it to get to the next page. No, we're not we're actually not on the page. We're on the same page, but below Al Hakol, right? We did that. Rachem is after we did Eretz Umazon. We read Chaim Umazon. Now we're on Baal Kol. It's on the same page. Underneath it says, where it says on Hanukkah Purim and Yom HaAtzmaut.
You're gonna read
Yes,
it?
good. Baal HaKol. That's it. Baal HaKol Adonai Eloheinu. Anachnu Modim Lach. Yes. Little bit down. Yes. Oh my goodness, what a woman. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read first, and then we're gonna pass. But first, I do want to see. I have my iPad here, so I know what time it is. Okay, good. Okay, I'm gonna read. So it just in the English, which you don't see right now on your screen, it says on Hanukkah Purim and Yom HaAtzmaut, add the appropriate passages from page 3 at that point. But we're not going to do those anyway, and it is not Hanukkah or Purim or Yom HaAtzmaut anyway. Now, so we continue with Baal HaKol Adonai Eloheinu. Anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach yitbarach yishimcha befi kol chai tamid la'olam va'ed. Kakatu v'achalta v'savata uverachta et Adonai Elohecha al haaretz hatova asher natan lach. Baruch ata Adonai al haaretz v'al hamazon. Okay. And this is where the phrase where we get the idea of doing Berachat Hamazon. It says kakatuv, as it is written. V'achalta v'savata. You have eaten and you're satisfied. Uverachta, and you shall bless et Adonai Elohecha, the Lord your God. That's where we get the idea of doing Berachat Hamazon altogether. Yes, Ellen.
What does what's the last word mean? Hamazon.
Ma'azon is sustenance.
Got it. Thank
As
you.
we had in the paragraph before this one,
Yeah.
remember it ended with Chayim Umazon. Good. Okay, anybody? Va'al Hakol. Somebody, okay, Arlene.
Ve'ahakol Adonai Eloheinu nachnu modim lach varhim otah yit bara shimcha befi kol hai tomid lel
Go back.
tamid le'olam va'ed.
Good.
Okay. Kol katu
Kakatu.
kakatu kolta vishavata
What's that word again? Read that word again. When you mentioned.
visha
What again? Where's the dot?
visho
Stop. It's a sin.
okay visava thank you.
Good, perfect. Yes.
Visava.
Good.
Uve rakta et
Good.
Adonai Elohecha al haaretz hatova asher natan lach baruch ata Adonai al haaretz ve'al hamatzon.
Mazon. Good, perfect. Right, it's an easy Z. It's an easy Mazon.
Yeah.
It's not the TZ. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Mazon.
Berachat Hamazon. Okay, anybody else would like to read that paragraph? Oh,
I'd like
Cindy
to
joined
try
us.
it.
Yes.
I'd like to try.
Cindy, I just want to tell you where we are. Cindy, we're on page 2 of, you didn't get too far, page 2 of the Birkat Hamazon. We're reading the part underneath on Hanukkah Purim Yom Ha'atzmaut, or you have it on your screen. Beth is sharing.
Thank you.
So either place, wherever you works for you. Okay. All right, Sid, I was busy with Cindy. You want to read, Cindy? You're muted.
I would like to, but I think someone else said they wanted to
Well, you
too.
can, we're doing like we did last week. We're doing multiple readers because the more we hear it and then we look at it while we're hearing, it's a good thing. So if you'd
Okay.
like to read, Cindy, and then we can have somebody else, whoever else wants to read.
Okay, I'll read.
Good.
Ve'o haho Adonai Eloheinu. Anachnu modim lach. Farhim otach. Yit barach shemcha
Good.
befi kol chai. Tamid le'olam ba'ed. Kakatu bi'akal ta Sivata.
Good.
Urakta.
Uve rock.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
That's okay.
Uve Rakta et
Good.
Adonai Elohecha
Good.
all ha'oretz hatova asher natan lach.
Good.
Baruch atah Adonai all ha'oretz ro hamazon.
Good. Perfect. Fabulous. Uve rachta. What's the root? Hebrew or English? What does it come from? What's the word mean? Not the exact form, but what's the root? Let's look at it or listen. Ve'uve rachta.
Baruch.
Thank you. Yes, Susan. Fabulous.
Cool.
That's what I'd
Good.
like you to do, to be able to see the root words of some of these things. You don't need to know every word that you're reading, but if you recognize the root of the word, you have some idea of what you're doing. So uverachta is Baruch is the root word, blessing. Good. Fabulous. Somebody else want to read that paragraph? Do I have
a
another
question.
volunteer?
I have a
Yes,
question.
Susan.
In California, and I hope it still exists, there was an organization called Mazon, and it was for
Yes, and it still exists. You can still give them money. I give them
Yeah,
money.
we donate all the time. It's food
And
And
banks.
the point was to provide sustenance for everyone. And that was
Yeah.
why it was called Mazon. And actually what they did, and I don't remember the percentage because I don't do that. They started out with the idea that if you had a simcha with a su'udah, with a meal, that you would give a percentage. I think it was 3%, but I'm not sure, of how much it cost to Mazon. And they actually provide sustenance to around the world. And you can obviously look it up online and they'll tell you more information. But yeah, and they also gave you place cards if you did that. But anyway, yeah, very worthwhile organization.
yes.
And that's where it comes from. It's that same thing. Good, good. Okay, anybody else want to read Baal HaKol?
I'd like to try because this is brand new for me.
Good.
It's okay, unless someone else wants to, because I already
We
read.
can have someone else too. It's not either
Okay.
or.
All right. Toda raba. Because this
You
is
can't get
brand
it out of it that easily, Susan.
new. You read my mind. Okay, here we go. Ve'al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach varachim otach
Good.
yitbarach shimcha bevi
The
bevi
fee. F. It's an F sound.
befi, sorry, oh, of course, befi hal chai.
No, if you see there's a dot underneath the line, it's the O sound.
Oh, whole, okay.
Good.
So whole chai.
Good.
Tamid liolam vaed. Kakatuv ve'achalta
Good.
v'savata uverachot.
No, look again.
Okay, hang on, don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. That's what I said. Look. I said, look, I didn't say what it was, did I?
Uverachta.
Good. Exactly.
Yeah, that was easy. Okay. Et Adonai Elohecha al haaretz hatova asher natan lach. Baruch atah Adonai. That always feels like cheating when I can say it.
But as long as you look at it,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Baruch atah Adonai al haaretz ve'al hamazon.
Fabulous.
Thanks for the
Okay.
information about mazon. Thanks.
Yes, good. And we have also the seventh or whatever word is also from Baruch. Again, you can see Ba'al HaKol Adonai Eloheinu Anachnu Modim Lach Varchim. The Baruch is in there. If
Where's
you
the
see it.
Oh, the second line?
Yes, second line next to the last word. Again, Baruch is in there. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure, anytime. Hanley.
This first line has been, I have seen this before in other prayers.
Sure.
Am I wrong? It sounds very familiar.
Certainly very possible, because what is it saying? It's for all of this,
Yeah,
Lord our God, we thank you.
I have the feeling it was after the Amida. I don't know if I'm right, though.
I think you might be right. I right now my brain is in fog, but
Well,
yes,
I'm
and
not
that's why I want you to
I'm
read-
not
that's why
knowledgeable, but
if
I
you look at the
recognize.
Hebrew, you'll know when you go when we daven this weekend. We'll look and say, I am going to be going to shul 5 times in 3 days. I can't believe it. Too
Sleep there.
much. Too much. Okay. All right. So let's see. Anybody else want to read that paragraph? I don't want to stop if there's anybody else. No. Okay. So we're going to continue then, and it's on the next paragraph is on that page that is showing. Rachem Adonai Eloheinu al Yisrael Amecha Ba'al Yerushalayim Irecha Ba'al Malchut Beit David Mishichecha. There's a lot of chuz, but it's short. So I have somebody that will volunteer that hasn't read before. Or you have read before, either way. Okay, Joyce and then Ann Lee.
Rachim Adonai Eloheinu al Yisrael Amecha va'al Yerushalayim Yirech. That would be Yirech because
It doesn't have a Y at the beginning. It says Irecha.
oh, so it's Irecha. Irecha.
Good.
Va'al Malchut
Good.
Beit David
Good.
Mishichecha. Mishichecha.
Good.
Mishichecha.
You know what word is it in there that you know actually?
Mashiach.
Exactly, Mashiach.
Mashiach.
You're anointed, it says. It's not referring to the Messiah, but it's their anointed one. Okay. Good. Anybody else? Yes, Cindy.
Yes.
And then Ann Lee.
Does that have anything to do with the mashkia in the kitchen?
No, different
No.
word.
No.
Different word. It sounds like it. And sometimes people will refer to the Mashgiach as a Mashiach, but it's not. It's not the same. There's a lot of similarities in the letters, but it's not related. Yeah. Okay. Ann Lee.
Rachem Adonai Eloheinu al Yisrael Amecha va'al Yerushalayim Irecha va'al Malchut Beit David Mishichecha.
Great. So the Cha ending is you, right?
Okay.
Okay. So it's talking about God. Our God, Eloheinu, Al Yisrael. Now, Yisrael is your people. Your nation. Yerushalayim is your Jerusalem is your city. Here is city. Malchut is the royal, whatever royalty. It comes from Melech, which is king. Remember, we've done Melech a lot. That's speaking of words that you use a lot. Beit David is the house of David. Mishichecha, that you're anointed one. You're talking. This is a prayer talking. Well, all our prayers, I guess, are talking to God. Okay. Good. Good. Okay, we still have 10 minutes. Okay, so we are not, so now we're gonna ask, I'm gonna ask you to, we're gonna skip the special parts now. Because I'd like to try to get this done with this. And we're going to go to Uvenay. Good, I think that's where you are, right? Yeah. It's page 5 if you're not looking at the screen. It's page 5. Good. Uvenay Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh Bimheira V'Yamenu Baruch Ata Adonai Boneh V'Rachamav Yerushalayim Amen. Okay, somebody else.
I have a question. I have
Yes,
a question.
sure.
So
Sure.
it was, you said uvene, you have the shva under the vav, but it's not the first, it's not the beginning of the syllable. It's not uvne. Just help me understand that.
Uvenay. Yeah,
Why
it's
is,
Uvenay.
why do you say the with the?
Because it has to do with the vowel that's before the they
The
the
long
vowel
vowel,
before.
is that
Long
why?
vowels, short vowels. We've talked about that before. Sometimes it ends a syllable, sometimes it begins. So here it begins. It okay. But you know, it's one of those things where I said no one will know the differences. You say uvenay, it's not, nobody's gonna know. We're trying to do it as pointed as possible, but it's more fluid. Okay. Ramel, did you raise your hand? I thought
Yes.
so. Okay, and then Lindo after Ramel.
Uvene Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh, Bim Hera,
Good.
Biyamenu,
Good.
Yamenu, Baruch Ata Adonai, Boneh, Berachemav, Yerushalayim, Amen.
Fabulous. Okay. Linda, did you have a question or you want to read? Either
Oh,
way.
I was gonna read.
Good. So I'm waiting. We're all waiting. Bated breath.
Uvenu Yerushalayim Er HaKodesh B'Hera
Good.
V'Yamenu Baruch Ata Adonai Boneh V'Rahama Yerushalayim
Wait, you're doing so well. I just want to hear the word before Yerushalayim.
V'Rahamav
Good.
Yerushalayim Amen.
Good. Terrific. Good. We're moving along here.
Do you know
Yes,
when
question.
this was written?
When it was
When
written,
did the rabbis include this?
that I do not know. I could probably find out, but I have no idea, honestly. I don't know. It's interesting though, because, and I read before what it said is we do prayers before also, obviously, not obviously, but if you're going to eat bread, you do the motzi beforehand and you wash and you do motzi. But the rabbis, when I said, it said, you have eaten and are satisfied and you praise. It's, while people think about praising beforehand, sometimes when you're full, it's easy to forget about where you got it from. And the Berkat Hamazon, which is actually obviously much longer than the motzi, is to really show gratitude for what we've had. And that's, but I don't know when it came about, when they actually adopted it, but I can see if I can find out. I'm sure Rabbi Google probably knows too, but look into it.
Okay, thank you.
Judy,
No problem. Yeah,
am I right that I'm recognizing the Bimhe Ra Biyamenu from
Yes.
Eliyahu?
Yes,
Yes.
Missing Eliyahu Hanavi?
right.
yes, yeah. A lot of the sentiments that are in this prayer exist elsewhere, other places too, obviously, as we've already noticed. Absolutely. Yep, yep, yep.
Judy, I have a
Okay.
tip based on what, I mean, I have a question based on what you just said, because
Sure.
I agree with what she said, that we see these words and we say them fast, like haaretz or Baruch atah Adonai. So what tip as a teacher do you have for us when we see these words that we can fly through, like 2 or 3 or 4 words together, like kakatu b'torah tacha or something, but then we see the next word, for example, whatever it is, and it's brand new. So of course, as learners, we go more slowly.
Correct.
Is there
Correct.
any tip to speeding that up, or it's just the more we do it, the better
Making
we get?
yourself more familiar with it in the same way as you're familiar with the other ones. So you read them quickly. The more you're familiar, the more quickly you'll read. That's the secret. There's no
Okay.
secret. There is no secret. It's
That's
just
what I
being
thought.
familiar with it. Like Baruch atah Adonai, we read it so much, and not only read it, but say it so much that we know that it's connected.
Yeah.
But the more you read any of this stuff, the more you will get the other pieces too and be more fluid.
Thank you so much.
That's the only secret that I know. And it's not a secret. As they say, you know, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Same idea with Hebrew or any language, actually.
Toda rabba. You're right.
Bavakasha. Okay. We have enough time. We're going to do one more paragraph. No, we're not. It's 10:59. Sorry. We are going to finish this next week, and we may have one more week. I'm gonna look at my calendar and see what's going on here. Because I don't want to let you go. So stay tuned. I'll try in the beginning of the week, but we definitely have class next week. So if everybody come, and before we finish, I want to thank Beth. Thank you for your technical
pleasure.
expertise.
I can do this again next week. It's not a
Great.
tough
Great.
thing.
Terrific. So you'll be prepared next week. We won't put
Yes,
the pressure on
I'll have
you.
it all keyed up.
Right. I don't say it to you to make it bad. I to make it good, to make it easier for you, obviously. Thank you. It's been very helpful. Yes, Cindy.
I just had a question. I mean, I
Sure.
know we finished all the courses
Yes.
with this one, but would we be allowed to re-enroll in this class?
We're discussing this situation.
Okay.
Oh,
I've
please.
been talking with it, especially with Arlene and Eileen.
Yes,
We've
because
been discussing this situation. I'm not sure, and I think I discussed a little bit last week. I'm not sure if Women's League is even going to offer Hebrew reading classes next semester, next
Oh,
term.
really?
So
Why?
I'm not sure. We are looking into it. I am also the possibility, if they are doing the Hebrew reading and they need me to teach, I may teach one of the classes, and I may also volunteer, if they let me, to do anybody that has taken the other 3 courses and wants
that
to
would be
continue
nice.
just practicing reading. So I will see what happens. Or if they're not doing the Hebrew classes, actually still volunteer for anybody that really just wants to practice reading. So I'm going to look into it, and we have time because it's not until September. All right. So
Why might they not offer the class?
they want to try other things. It really started out actually from the bat mitzvah program.
Mhm.
And they felt that the women in the class felt that they needed to learn Hebrew as part of their preparation for the bat mitzvah class. So that's where it started. But I think it's more than that, obviously, because I would presume most of the people that are in these classes are not part of the bat mitzvah class.
I'm not. Yeah.
Right, because a lot of the people I know here are not. Plus, obviously, there are more classes than there are people in the bat mitzvah class. So I think it's gotten beyond that. They were thinking about doing other things, like doing modules, teaching other things. I don't think it has to be either or, but I am not in charge. So
Yeah.
I'm going to see what I can do. I think, and actually, honestly, all of the teachers, when we had the meeting, agreed that the people really want, that learning Hebrew is very important for everybody.